Check out this propaganda on my sewing table. Oh, I've got slips coming off of these store-bought sweet potatoes. Look at how many. Yeah, these are rooted up real well. And so since the weather is starting to get a little bit more tolerable, those are going in the ground today. And then also, I've got tomato cuttings that are rooted up real nice. And those are going to go in the ground today too. It's a hot one, but 40% chance of rain. This little transfer pump and our most recent totes of water. So this powered watering wand has really simplified keeping these beds fully irrigated. A lot of times I'll still do it with the gravity and hand water, but I really like when Matt comes over and thoroughly saturates everything. The tomatoes are doing real well, and that's mostly the main thing that's doing well, aside from the onions that I'm harvesting back from the other yard. But the tomatoes really like the heat. The apricot tree is looking pretty good. And over here by the ram pen, this Russian olive, I think it's overcome its transplant shock. It's got some fresh growth on the tips. I think it's going to be real happy that we're finally expecting some monsoon rains. And so I have a plan. There's going to be a path going around, and then all fodder trees and shrubberies planted around the outside of this pen. And just close enough that it can poke over and they can browse off of it, but not destroy it. And then the path goes on over to the ladies over there. Yeah, so whoa, that way these guys will get to have browsing tree fodder and other plants, and that will give them more shade and some enrichment. And we have other plans of creating some rotating paddocks for them. I'll keep you posted as that evolves. So this potato experiment on this berm seems to still be doing pretty okay. Something likes to nibble on it though. There's a few that, yeah, this one's been chomped on, but they come back. And over here, the corn is short, but it's starting to build tassels. Turkeys have pecked and done some damage to both the corn and the beans, but I think we'll still get some beans off of here. I'm going to come back and reseed the empty patches. Oh, I see a whiptail lizard. Anyways, over here along the other side, doing pretty well with the cucurbits. I'll show you this. And it is busy as always in every sunflower. Pretty much all of them are blooming now. I'm going to plant another round for August. We'll see what happens. Here in the middle of the rabbit garden is the merry-go-round under a 4-wing salt bush. But anyways, these are the 3 babies, that Lilac's most recent litter. There's 2 blues and then what I call a mutant because it has a white tummy and a guti fur instead of solid blue like Hiaru. Anyways, out of the 2 blues, we're hoping to keep one doe too. I don't have too high of expectations that Lilac will continue to breed for us after her paralyzation. She's just been holding stable, but no function has returned really yet. Anyways, these are her babies. Their first day out. Check it out. Our first watermelon blooms. That's so exciting considering how many I've planted, how long it's been, and how many the ants have destroyed. But I've got a few strong plants, and these are personal sized watermelons, so they should have time to ripen. There's the little fatso that lives in here, this little horned lizard. Can you even squeeze through? Those eat ants. These are banana squash, those long pumpkins. They're one of the silkiest textured. Over here, got a few decent buttercup mini pumpkins, but then this one is going crazy and already blooming and poking through the fence. So I think we have a winner for the buttercup pumpkin. And in between are some market moors. Those are doing that thing where they get to a particular size and then they just stall out. Out of a whole flower packet of zinnias, I think I've got 4 plants. This right here, I think, is a cantaloupe. It's called like a torpedo, whatever, hybrid. Bless you, Matt. And then, look, more personal-sized watermelons. And then those, I think, are patty pans. There's a whiptail. So pretty. And globe mallow with a tarantula wasp. Sunflowers. And yeah, the pond is dry for now, but there's just a few sunflower seedlings that survived, and maybe they'll even get tall enough or bloom. Sometimes things stay short. Like I was saying, here's a patty pan that's got some buds on it. This is a volunteer multi-squash, because if you look down here, check out that female flower shape, kind of a baton shape. But then over here, where is that? There's a big one in here. Where did it go? There it is. There's this more of an acorn shape. So maybe multiple plants. I don't know. It's a volunteer. And today I'm going to come through and collect all of the seeds from the pea plants. They're crispy and dry. A pretty little sunflower. Some patty pans getting legs. Yeah, these seeds are great. Perfect. And I say don't count your squash before they hatch, but this looks like it's probably pumpkin number 7. Check it out. That's the same kind as the one I shared with you last night, and it looks like there's another one starting on there, and that's a volunteer. I don't know why. It's a pale greenish white banana squash instead of a pink yellow banana squash, but I'll take it. And of course, lots more seeds. Yep, this patty pan is blooming. It's first male flower. And I've got, as you can see, a lot of seeds to collect. Tall globe mallow there. More patty pan. And amazing sunflower action. Junipers under there today. Eglantine dug a nice deep wallow for them to hang out, and so I get that damp, and one rabbit a day gets to hang out. All right, here's looking at the remaining onions and my plans for this area. So I've removed the ones that have flopped over, and I've left the ones that are still upright. And so here in this spot, I'm going to plant some of those sweet potato starts that you saw, and I don't actually expect to get any sweet potatoes, but the greens are amazing. The animals love them too. They love the heat. They just need a lot of water. And then, so you can tell I have a lot more onions left to harvest out here. I've only taken about half of what we have planted. But I do have these 2 empty rows that I'm gonna redo the furrows. Hello, Fiasco. Yep, Calamity's Mini Mew has a name. His name is Fiasco. Oh, they're all come running. And this one that was formerly Dark Stripes is now Harold. And of course there's Flittermouse and Tezcatlipoca. And we're keeping all 4 of them. They do need to get neutered ASAP though. Anyways, the onions are finishing up, and I've got to clean up and remanure these furrows and plant some new stuff. And then over here, where I did just that, I planted okra, and as you can tell, there's no more okra. Well, there's one. There's 2. Something likes okra, and it took the rest. And then all this was wax bush beans, and look, there's one. I planted all bush beans every 4 inches, and I've got 1 or 2 plants. So that's what happens. I think it's better where I showed you where the onions are, because the cats hang out there more. They only come out here with me. And it's time to harvest seeds off of these snaps and give it to the sheep as pea straw. But the tomatillos are getting bigger. Nightshades are favored here. So there's a lot of wild nightshades here. And so growing cultivated nightshades is recommended. So we're doing that. And marigold, why won't you ever bloom? These are little sweet peppers. And we're just waiting. These are miniature plum. And then I'm getting this other thing where the odd random tomato plant will just turn yellow and die. So I'm not sure what disease that could be. So I've got some good ones, but then dead ones. And all right, the corn holes. The shortest corn ever, but it's tasseled. And you know, it's in the ground. It's got clover, so it's at least like a cover crop, you know. Oh, this one has a silky cob and a silky kitten. And then zucchini that managed to survive. This one has a few mini cobs going. And these were standard sweet corns. Hi, Mama Cat. That's Calamity. What a sweetheart. And Tezcatlipoca. Yep, that one's a 3 foot tall, maybe at most, corn. You know, you'd expect it to be at least 6 feet tall. Fleeter and Harold. Too precious. Anyway, this one has another zucchini that's alive. And this one over here. Okay, so we're probably going to get some little cute mini ears of corn. And as you can see, we've got some solar panels because Ivan is now hooked up with solar power. Check out what a dust devil did to the little utility window though. Smashed it. But yeah, so we're glad to have Ivan on his own solar power over here. Yeah, it's been a bit of a comedy of errors. As you can see, our Easy Up was eaten by dinosaurs. One of those dust devils came and even though it was tied down, launched it and destroyed it. So now we have to rig up some other shade situation for the workshop. So yeah, it's been a bit of a saga with having to replace the leaf springs on the trailer, and Matt just went ahead and bought 4 new ones for a higher load capacity and installed those. He also had to install new leaf springs on the truck itself, but now it tows water better. And we've been on our backup little mini generator because the big guy is busted, and that's put kind of a damper on our activities. But the new motor is due to arrive today. And today's temperatures are approaching 90 already this morning, so time for me to scrub down these tiles and get them into the rabbit hutches. It's also time to bathe Lilac and give her her physical therapy, and she sits in front of the fan with her wet bottom, and I brush her out and help her stand up and give her treats. And so she's just, like I said, stable. Her hind is still completely paralyzed. We're 1 week from the damage. And here's Foxy and her little baby. And so, you know, you just got to keep putting one foot ahead of the other. And even though there's just been a cascade of misfortunes, so many other things are going awesome. So, got to just keep praying and having faith and patience that we're on the right path. So cheers and blessings to you. Be well.